I had been spending a lot of time lately at the deer house. I was at the upper deer house, and it was easy to find now. Before, I would lose my way or forget which I was looking for, or even wonder or question myself. Is this the deer house? Where's the deer house now? But I'd gone beyond that. I didn't question. I knew when I felt the deer house in my heart and could hear the sound and songs of a small medicine deer singing, everything would be okay. Everything would be all right, because this is the deer house. And when you go to the deer house, you have no worries. You don't worry about which way to go or what you'll find, because everything you'll find is good there. Because the deer house make all kinds of special things, special plants, and all kinds of songs that they sing. And at this time I was way on top of the mountain, at the very top of the deer house. And earlier I had been picking the flowers and leaves of some medicine plants that the deer had told me, you should pick these. And one of them was the anemone tuberosa, the windflower, the pasque flower, the pulsatilla. And I had kind of gotten tired of some of the desert anemone, so I figured I need to find the anemone that grows high, way up on top of the mountains. And as I was singing, I found it, and it was much taller and even had a better taste, less biting, less strong, less fiery, but still, it was pulsatilla, and it was a good medicine. I had picked some of those and put them in my medicine bag, and I went down towards the creek. And at the creek, there were many different kinds of fruit trees blooming and all types of flowers. There were whatever you could imagine of beauty and songs and stories, all being sung all at the same time. The butterflies were flying, and they were landing on my fingers, and they were so rich and warm, and they had their special songs, the butterfly songs. And I knew, of course, that these were not regular butterflies. These were butterflies that the deer had sent. The medicine deer, the tiny medicine deer that live up at the upper deer house. They sent me butterflies. They sent me mahonia root. But it wasn't like the mahonia root that you'll find. It was sweet, and it wasn't cold. It was actually warming. It was like a mahonia, a berberis that I had never seen before. But it was all the same, because that's what the medicine deer wanted me to find today. They wanted me to find an enemy. They wanted me to find pulsatilla and mahonia. And then they led me up, by and by, up to the very top of the mountain, where they said, look at this. You should gather some of these. And I said, what is this? And they said, this is the narrow-leaf cottonwood. You could probably make a good medicine out of this. Pick the buds. They're just ready to pick right now. So I was picking them and scraping them off and putting them in my bag. And they said, take some of the trees. Take some of the small branches, and then you can use the bark. You can make a good medicine to stop pain and help people. Think of what you're doing with this medicine plant. We've given it to you. Use it. So I said, okay. I did. I picked the narrow-leaf cottonwood buds. I scraped off the bark, and I kept putting it in my bag and kept going up further, up almost to the top of the mountain. And up at the top of the mountain, I saw many things that I can almost never describe. They were so beautiful. It was like cities and places, great buildings and wonderful, wonderful places where you could rest and feel renewed and restored, like churches and cathedrals, like all kinds of places that people only dream about. But the medicine deer will bring you there. They'll show them to you. They'll let you touch them and feel them and bring some of it back with you so you can make people better. That's what the medicine deer do. They help us make medicine. But now something was wrong. There was something going on, I could tell. It was a strange, strange sound because it was like a song of distress. And I could hear the medicine deer calling me. They said, come back down to your camp. Take your medicine bag, pick up your walking stick, and start down the mountain. We'll guide your footsteps. You won't fall. Run as fast as you can. So I started running. I started running down the mountain as fast as I could. And I figured it would take me a long time to get to my camp because it had taken me almost 3 hours to get to the top of the deer house. But I was surprised because in maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I was at the very bottom, at the bottom of the hill, the bottom of the mountain. It was like the deer had carried me and guided my footsteps. I was running, singing my song, and the deer said, help us, you need to help us, just like we've helped you. And I said to myself, what can I do for these magic medicine deer here at the deer house? And they said, something has grabbed our mother. Something has come to us. Something is dangerous. You need to see what it is. You need to come down here. Look here. And I could see this crazy animal. I didn't know what it was. And they said, you need to stop this animal. You need to start singing a song right now to stop it. I didn't know what song to sing. So I got out of my mind and I started thinking. I said, I need to sing the spirit song, the Azeh Shema song. So I started singing it. And I looked at this animal. I knew it was some kind of strange animal. I'm not sure what it was. So I sang, Yana yana we ne ne we no hana. 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 Yana he ne yo one. Just as I said that, all of a sudden I heard something like a clap, and the animal just fell down right on a rock. And it had a tail. The tail was from my head all the way down towards my knee. It must have been about 4 foot long. I'd never seen a tail or an animal like this. And its mouth was open, and it was laying on the rock. And then I could hear the sound of the deer, the medicine deer singing. And they said, thank you. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for coming to our assistance. And that's how it is at the deer house. The deer help us, but we must help the deer sometimes. Because everything is a circle. You're part of it. The deer have created everything. If you have anything of value, whatever it is, you need to know those medicine deer have created it for you. And you need to give thanks for it in 4 directions. You need to bless everything you have, every thought that you have. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you need to sing a song. Air, fire, all these wonderful things that the medicine deer have created for us so that we can walk in balance, so that we can do what we need to do be who we need to be.